Hello and welcome to the Stanford Silicon Valley New Japan Project Public Forum Series. Talks in the US often start with a joke, and talks in Japan usually start with an apology. So I'd like to be more Japanese and start with an apology. The caterer that we've used for the past 12 years, for the first time, managed to misplace the order. So usually there are refreshments and things. But don't worry, we're not in a budget crisis and cutting back. So sorry about that. However, let's see, was that the joke or the apology? It's both. So the Silicon Valley New Japan Project, please let me talk about it for just a few minutes and then we'll get started. We are designed to be a platform, a sustained platform for Silicon Valley Japan interactions. 5 years ago when we started the idea of this project, we saw that there was a resurgence of interest in Japan in Silicon Valley. And there was a big sort of a resurgence in Japan in Silicon Valley. So there was a need for both sides to learn more about each other. And a real wave of new Japanese firms were coming to Silicon Valley doing new things that we hadn't seen before. And at the same time, in Silicon Valley, startups were moving towards manufacturing, not just software, but manufacturing and making things, which used to be very prominent here, but became much less prominent as things moved towards software. So there was room for lots of synergy and working together. And the idea was that we could provide a sustained platform for a variety of interactions. So we do public forum series with networking like this about once a month. We do a lot of research about how Silicon Valley works, how Japan is transforming, and putting together cases of Silicon Valley-Japan relations. We do a lot of policy activities and policy evaluation. We run study groups, and we do research collaboration with various universities, including UC Berkeley, the Keio Media Design School, the OECD, and various other places. And we do outreach. Our biggest, let's see if I have a slide here of that. Oh, well, our biggest outreach is a summit that we did. We just put out a report of it. It's called the Silicon Valley New Japan Summit. And this past year, we had about 600 participants, 85 Silicon Valley startups, 400 people from Japanese large firms, about 150 Japanese companies represented. About 200 of those people came from Japan for the event. It happened in November. There will be another one this coming November. And one day was a teach-in of different panels of big Japanese companies working with startups or doing interesting things in Silicon Valley. And Sato-san of Obayashi was one of the keynote speakers, and he drew a lot of attention for his very interesting things that he's doing here in Silicon Valley. And the second day was business matching, with the startups meeting large Japanese firms directly. And the startups were beyond B series. B series are beyond 5 million minimum in how much they've raised. So they're less interested in raising funding and more interested in scaling up by working with good Japanese companies. So that's us. And we are possible only because of the generous support of I'm happy to report, growing number of companies that support our activities. Future Architect, Kozo Keikaku Engineering, Komatsu, Misoto, Canon, JX Nippon Mining and Metals, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, World Innovation Lab, ARC-L, ANA, Daikin, Denso, Development Bank of Japan, Kawasaki Heavy Industries, Nikken Construction, NTT Comware, Nedo, Panasonic, SNBC, Tech Firm Group, Musashi Sakai Driving School, this is an interesting one, Tokyo Marine Group, Mitsubishi Corporation, and Yotsubashi. So thank you for your generous support. And if you're not here and you want to be here, let's talk later. So, on to Mr. Sato. So, Hiroto Sato leads Obayashi's Silicon Valley R&D office. He'll be talking about that, the Silicon Valley Ventures and Laboratory, which was established in October 2017. And his mission is to promote collaborations between startups, US group companies, and Japan-based Technology Research Institute of Obayashi. He's worked for Obayashi since 1994. After earning his MBA in the US in 2011, he had worked as a manager of Obayashi's North American regional headquarters in San Francisco. And he will tell us about various things he's done. He's implemented the restructuring of US business operations, and he's executed the M&A of a US construction company. He holds a BA degree in Environmental Information, Urban Design from Keio University in Japan. So, Sato-san, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, Thank you for introducing me to and giving me such a wonderful opportunity. This is Silicon Valley and Stanford. So that's such a wonderful opportunity for us and Obayashi. And as Professor Kishida Sensei explained, I talked last November at a big event in Silicon Valley, Stanford. The big event, most of the attendees at that time, the Japanese from Japan, 500 people. So at that time, I talked in Japanese, but today I have to talk in English for you. Okay, so at that time I'm restricted time to only 20 minutes, but today we have lots lots of ample time. So I would like to have a format, interactive one. So if you have interest, and I'm welcome to interact in your question. So today's title is how the Obayashi cooperate in the Silicon Valley. So the Obayashi is a construction and engineering company. And the first, I would like to explain my career in the US. I came here the 2011, the March, right before the big earthquake in the Tohoku area, 1 week before. So you can imagine how long that I came here. And the big turning point, the 2012, the Nedo and Jetro have a big event, 1 year event, to introduce Mr. Henry Chesborough, who invent the word, the open innovation, to share his speech to the Japanese companies in Silicon Valley to promote more active, positive, to take the Silicon Valley technology into Japanese companies. And at that time, I was introduced some venture capitalist. That's a very, very big impact for me. And still, the network is very, very precious one. So the one is Mr. Ueno, and the other is Michi Kitamura. Mainly two person invite me the kind of the community event at the after 5 p.m. But I don't, even the Obayashi does not LP limited partner, but it's very, very rare to join the construction person join this kind of meeting. So the big event that also happened the December 2016, I will explain that later. And after 3 months, I start open the SVVL, Silicon Valley Venture Laboratory. And December, we have a big event, the Obayashi Challenge. It's a technology competition for the construction technology among the Silicon Valley tech companies. I think that's the first event for the construction tech community event. And we did last year too. So this is the annual event. And now the construction tech community is emerging, but we want to be a leader of this community. The point of departure, this is a kind of shameful fact we call it. The shameful means that we sometimes hide this fact inside of the construction war, temporary war. As you can see, that like internet, before internet, after internet, 2000, the construction industry still the same productivity, but other industry making the more utilize the internet technology and make the productivity twice or double. So among the construction industry, we can say we failed to intake the internet technology in the productive site, construction site. So this is a famous chart, the disruption, to explain the disruption. The industry 3.0 either we still brush up the technology of the 3.0 technologies. But some industry, other industry try to find the 4.0 industry, like Uber, Airbnb. Regarding construction business, we still not find the exact 4.0 model, but so that we try to do the find the new model, and also we have to brush up the existing business model in Silicon Valley. That's our uniqueness. So we do the both, brushing the 3.0, and also we try to find the 4.0 new industry model. So everybody knows the 3.0 cannot be a 4.0. So we have to do both. So question. Internally, I always asking the internal top management, if Google starts its construction business, does it arrange the same value chain as we do it right now? So now we are doing starting the R&D and the business development and design, engineering, pre-construction, and the construction started. And after the completion, the maintenance and renewal. So this value chain is a 3.0 model. So what is 4.0 model? 2015, Catella. Does someone know the Catella's name? Yes, good. Maybe very few. So the Catella is the founder is Michael Marks. Yes, Michael Marks, who is a famous person, the EMS industry. The company is a Flextronics. It's one of the biggest the EMS industry in the world. He is a former CEO of that company, and he thought, oh, construction industry is very, very poor management. So if I do a construction business, I will make it disruption like that. I read a news article. What? Can you do that? So you are totally this kind of business person. Can you do this type of the construction? But they make only 2 or 3 years. Now they have a revenue is 1.5 billion like that. Our biggest subsidiary in the US is now the 3.0 or 2.0, sorry. And our total US business is 3.0 billion. So there, only 2 or 3 years, they almost reach half of our business market. But the construction is a very large definition. They are doing only this type of residential wooden structure, not steel, not labor-enforced concrete structure, just wooden. Is a limited 5 stories in California market, but they make it this disruption in this district limited market. So I'm very irritated. I came here to managing the construction subsidiaries, group companies, 6 groups company, 2011. And I'm standing at Silicon Valley, but I only do a construction business 3.0 model. So I try to do something new in Silicon Valley. This very great chance in 2020, later. So Obayashi has a long history, and fortunately, we have a headquarters, North American regional headquarters in San Francisco, Burlingame, near the airport. We started the construction business 1979, and we did Golden Gate Bridge, seismic retrofit, And now we are almost complete the Transbay Terminal in downtown San Francisco. But however, there is an invisible wall. I don't know that this is a proper word or not, but I feel the invisible wall in community in Silicon Valley and the existing business person like me. So Obayashi does not have a culture to collaborate with Silicon Valley. To collaborate with Silicon Valley, we don't have organization, experience, coordinator, facilitator, resources. If I focus on the construction business, the 3.0 model, I have no relationship with Silicon Valley. Even I was in Silicon Valley. So I started a new challenge around 2015. No more excuse and take action. Just take action. So for me, the Silicon Valley is a very wide definition for among maybe the most Japanese businessmen can share this idea. So Silicon Valley means there is two committee. One is a survey committee, and the other is an innovation committee. We're looking for join this small committee. VC and startups communicate very specific information. Like these companies, like these startups, like these venture capital doing that. That is Silicon Valley. Like, but others, for Obayashi, like me, Japanese committee has a Japanese committee, and the survey committee is a survey committee. So we get to know how to learn, how to behave in Silicon Valley the proper way. I take about 5 years, stayed this side. And now I try to take an action for moving this side, the inside invisible wall, and set something and try to communicate get the information, local venture capital, and also get a relationship with startups in Silicon Valley, and do a co-development and equity investment. That's my goal. But what can I do or attractive offer to them? So I cannot communicate no attractive offer without attractive offer. So I try to think what is Obayashi's nice souvenir for these local VC and startups. Before the 2016, as I said, there is no construction tech committee in Silicon Valley. I think the Silicon Valley construction tech is not attractive. Not Obayashi, not only Obayashi. The construction tech itself is not attractive for the Silicon Valley tech startups. Robotics, AI, 3D printing, vision technology, IoT. Most of the companies looking for the automobile, warehouse, agriculture, retail, and other. Nobody comes to the construction. So what we have to say at first, what construction tech want to do by startups, technology, Silicon Valley technologies. So as I said, shameful facts. At first, I tried to open the shameful facts to the startups, tech companies. This is the latest technology, but like this, the delivery robot, and also the welding robot. This is the latest version, latest technology, state-of-art technology of Obayashi. But someone thinks this is an old style. No, this is a current style. Both of us current. So the person, when we pick long material, when we delivered long material, we set 4 person from point A to point B. And some person climbing up to welding for the welding. And when we pouring the concrete, 5% we need it. And the ground is very unstable. So even the small portion of the delivery, we have to using the manual. So both is a current situation. So I have to do open what our pain is. So we kind of so far we hiding the inside of the construction site, so that nobody propose to the construction site of their own state of art technology. That my thought. So we will get rid of the barricade, the temporary wall. So let's try to find our treasure. That's my temptation. So the second one, okay, construction tech is a little bit attractive for us, but why Obayashi, should be a partner? Maybe the next step, the startups will ask to me. So my answer is the Obayashi is different from the US general contractor, because we deploy the whole construction process in one company. In the US general contractor, they are focused on one portion. We are civil, and we are building construction general contractor, or we are design firm, like that. But Obayashi, Japanese general contractor, has all function, all department deploying in one company. That's the uniqueness. Totally different from the US general contractor. Especially, this is our Obayashi's Technology Research Institute in Tokyo. This is a kind of too much research institute for US general contractors, they say. They utilize the facility in the governmental facility, or also the university engineering facilities. So they are doing the research and R&D, but in Japanese general contractor do by ourselves. That's a difference. So we have 260 researchers, most the doctors, and like a Skytree, Tokyo Skytree. That's the only one structure in the world. So but for the only one structure works, we do a lot of research, and so we doing these facilities like that. So much wind, when the wind is strong, like 300 meters high area, there's no place other than Skytree. But we have to find the solution. Such is the totally different. So, and the others, the reason why we have the person, researchers, and facilities, we have the budget too. So next 5 years, our budget is doubled. So the president, CEO announced the next 5 years business plan. Our R&D budget make it double, and also we set the M&A equity, means the equity investment budget. We set 100 million per year, so we can allocate this budget in Silicon Valley, not only in Japan. And others, the second one, we have our 3 subsidiaries, group companies in Silicon Valley. It means we have our construction site in Silicon Valley. The Webcore is our biggest general contractor in this area, San Francisco, in California too. And Robert Obayashi and JS Builders have a construction site. So it means we can offer the data collection opportunity to the startup companies if they provide us the new technology. So that is we can offer the opportunity like the US general contractor. That is totally different from the Japanese competitors. And also third one, we have a business experience in Silicon Valley, in California, in the US. As I said, our first job is awarded job is 1979. It's 2 years after Steve Jobs released Apple II. So we have almost the same history in Silicon Valley. And we do still this. So it means we will not run away from this market. The 40 years we doing the business, construction business. So we know the US way of the construction. And now we are climbing up the ranking of as an international general contractor in the US, now the 4th or 5th rank. So this is summary. We have 3 pillars and 3 reasons for the startups in Silicon Valley to collaborate with Obayashi. So we have a budget and we have researchers, we have facilities for the R&D, and we can offer the opportunity, the construction technology. And third one, we know the construction business in the US style. So, okay, we can, if we add the one more items, the R&D facilities to incorporate Silicon Valley state-of-art technology into construction industry. That is my idea, that SVBL, Silicon Valley Venture Laboratory. That's a souvenir for an attractive offer. So this is a diagram, it's a metaphor of SVBL. The construction business can illustrate like a big gear, rotate very, very slowly, but very big, 2 years, 3 years big project. To the other hand, the startups they are very quickly rotated, but very fast. So the general contractor construction site has a culture which has to avoid failure. It means even the 3 years project, we set all the schedule, the week schedule for the whole project. Once we delayed the week task, it affects all the later part. So the project manager they hesitate to accept a new technology. That is the culture which has to avoid failure. On the other hand, the startups we have heard, SAP tells me, culture which promote trial and error to grow up. So startup, they have to grow up. And so they are doing trial and error. So that is the reason the construction business cannot take the innovative way in construction business. So I see, set the SVBL will be a gear to match the rotation speed. This organization, I propose I learned from a lot of person, the predecessors in Silicon Valley, Japanese seniors, for the 5 years, 6 years. They said they should divide the report line, the current business, and open innovation reporting line. I do just follow their predecessors' advice. That is very, very big impact for us. I worked here 6 years. The boss is here, but I set up the new organization here. The boss said, "Oh, you make a new report line to me? Sorry, I will report directly to the Tokyo head office." He is very disappointed to me. But we have to, if we do something in Silicon Valley, I strongly recommend to separate the reporting line to the existing responsibility. We have to avoid such a reporting line. And we set the innovation committee in group companies. So as I said, the new technology, if we can apply right now to the construction site, I set the innovation committee in the group companies, and we translate as soon as possible. So June 2017, I decided the place in San Carlos, the two places, the office and the garage. And this is Obayashi Challenge first big event technology competition, December 2017. We released 4 pane to the startup companies, Silicon Valley tech companies. One is an autonomous design, and one is the design is a very, very human, it's a very high sensed work, but the former period, the very, very researching and surveying phase is a very annoying. If the AI replace that work, it's very, very time is very shortened. So we can apply the design phase, the AI applied to the design phase. And the second one, automated construction process, it might means like a delivery robot in construction site. And like that, so we set up 4 panes in the website and released to the venture capitalist. Unfortunately, 13 teams raised their hand, and we set the competition with the appraiser from Tokyo side, the top management team, the CTO, executive vice president, CTO, CFO, CEO, like that. And subsidiary companies, CEO, CFO are also joined. And now we are about 10 projects on parallel doing R&D project. The half of the project is from this event. Fortunately, the first year, 2017 event, the 13 team is nominated, and half of the team is awarded. The awarded means get the budget from the Technology Research Institute researchers. So I can't say the amount, but the project period is like 1 year period project. We're going to start. So the researchers in Tokyo is allocate their budget to the Silicon Valley. This is the first time. Very, very impressed for me. So Obayashi Challenge, that we call the event Obayashi Challenge. The goal is from the explore the technology and make it a proof of concept and make it a product and make it a mass product and succeed in the market. That is the goal. Our challenge is ideation, competition, the technical competition, feasibility. The Obayashi Challenge is first year we are doing this phase. The second year, we extend the goal, the functional adoption. In 2018, we did already. And this year, maybe we extend the cost competitiveness for the mass production and the commercialization phase for the market succeed. So once the total different system, I think the others are just every year doing the idea competition. But let it go. You do it and we can follow. But the Obayashi, the auditor, appraiser, just every year doing the new technology, chasing a new technology. That is not fair, I think. So Obayashi will take care. Once you get the award, next year, challenge, continue to challenge. So let's make it succeed in the new market. So the first year awardees have to challenge the next year too, and next year too. So we are follow, and not only the investing. So we poured our construction know-how and use as a user's standpoint of view, we give it forward to their market. The first case, let's move to the example of the R&D project. Is it okay so far?
So you made an investment in the startup company?
Yes, we did 3 startups, and 3 startups 4 times.
You mentioned budget. You gave budget to them. That means you got equity from them.
Yes, we both. The R&D is as I said, I didn't mention the equity wise, but we did about 10 R&D projects. That is like a cost. But also after the same company, we starting the project, and 6 months later, and 1 year later, the startup company offered we do our fundraising. Obayashi, do you want to challenge? So, okay, we will do it. So most of the case, the R&D project first, and the second, the 6 months later, a half year later, and 1 year later, we do an equity investment too. So 3 companies 4 times, and yeah. And let's move on the case. I will explain the 3 cases. The one is a first big challenge, R&D challenge. The basic concept is like that. So we have a BIM model. BIM is a building information model. That's like a draft of the building. Maybe you know the 2-dimension model, but now the 3-dimension, and added the time, and the 4-dimension, add the material information, so 5D. So 5-dimension is we call the BIM model. In the design phase, before the construction phase, we are ready. Construction company is ready to use the BIM model. But once the construction started, the engineers, they like the 2-dimension model. So no more BIM model like that. That is a very, very struggling. So the cyber data, we are ready to cyber data, but we are ready to digital in design phase, but the actual construction site still like analog. That's the problem. So the engineers in their head, they always changing the digital to analog. That is the current situation. So if we change the physical as is information instantly to digital, very big change will happen, because we can compare to digital easily by using the AI or something. So this is the first project for the SRI. This is a POC, so it looks not good, but there's a POC, phase 1 product. So you can see the BIM model on the actual construction site precisely. So the engineers just bring the tablet and just see the construction site through the tablet. BIM model is on the actual construction site. But that is like a game, the Pokemon Go, just Pokemon on the here. But the project is very, very, the technology, why we adapt we collaborate with SRI, they have self-positioning technologies. Then this is not use the GPS. Inside the building it works. Even inside the building works, ground side. Just vision, like a vision technology and combined the self-positioning system. So that is wonderful. The accuracy is a 10 centimeter difference. So this is outside, so someone think that this is using the GPS. It's easy, but we are not using the GPS. As I said, SVVL is a kind of a gear of the interaction. So this is the inside of the SVVL garage. The CTO, executive vice president, the top of the building team, they sometimes come to our lab and checking the status of the development. And these are the researchers of the Technology Research Institute and working with the SRI team members. And the final version, okay, we can try this version 10, version 11 model, try to adapt the actual construction model, actual construction site. So we bring the Osaka team. That is the photos. So they were very wonderful moment for us. After 1 year, the SRA team very, very unfamiliar with the construction site. So they are very nervous inside the wall. So that's the first time to me. So this is the Japanese workers. They're kind of they are also the first time to meet the foreign people inside the construction site. So very strange weeks we are spending. So, but the later version of the new POC is very works. So phase 1 is succeeded. Now we are moving to the phase 2, the more productized this product. So as I said, we are not using the GPS, but just walking around, and the beam model is chasing the actual construction site. And also behind the system, we create the point cloud data. It tells us that, as I said, instantly changing the actual construction site to the digital. So green one is a scanned data, as is information. If our BIM data said there should be 4 levers, it's easy to detect. Oh, there is only 3. But before that, the project manager have to find for 2D model. Oh, but it's very, very difficult, right? So, but it not happen. I have never seen in construction site, but sometimes happen. And the next week, the lever should be poured in the concrete that nobody find in the future. That is a construction site. So the point cloud data tells us like this, the diameter of the lever. We ask the 1 millimeter accuracy to the SRI team. They almost make it. The diameter 29 is correct, but when diameter 35, that's the error. That is 29, but the system says 35. Still, we have to make it more accurate, but they're almost there. And the construction site workers they're very happy to using this function. The C2 3B means column number 2, 3 street, B street across a cross section. So it means just the the corner site engineer just take a glance through the tablet, the system detects the river number and the location instantly. So the worker, it's easy to understand where we are standing right now. That's very, very informative and helpful. That's a new future of the construction site. Now, I think it reached the catch up to the other industry.
So may I ask a question?
Yep.
So you're trying to kind of invent the new technology created with SRI, but you're now making the POC. So will you sell the system not only for internally in your company, but also any other GCs?
Good question. Yes, I cannot say that for me, of course, commercialized and in the market.
My point is that the standardization is very popular in electronics world, but construction is very kind of your own stuff, right? So you don't need to do you don't need to make it public. So you can just hide inside your company, and dominate your industry by yourself.
Yeah.
But standardization could be a key to digitalize and make the kind of new technology in the future. So which way do you prefer?
Yeah, let's back to the 3.0, 4.0 discussion. This is just follow the 3.0, shorten the inspection period. So if we follow the 3.0 current conventional business model, this can be applied only our teams, Obayashi. So that's only Obayashi shorten the period. But of course, the construction is a process. There's so many companies is involved. So hopefully we release this product to the other, even a competitor. Yeah, but now we are focused on still the productized phase.
You're taking the kind of step by step.
Yes.
By the way, you can tell us who you are too, and then your question is in context. Can you tell us who you are? Can you say your name and company?
Oh, sorry. So I'm Takashi Nishikawa from Panasonic.
That's the question.
Thank you.
I'm Ryokame from Panasonic. I have a question. I have to know the industry structure of the construction industry. It's like a vertical integration model, such as automotive.
Yeah. Yes. So your question is
maybe Obayashi will order some construction parts of the constructions parts to other company. It's also like Hajima also order to the same company or not? Or only Obayashi order to this company? Which is
Maybe the question is if we sell to the competitor our competitive edge, so we lose our strengths like that. But if we sell this product to the competitor, we may have something more platformer something. So we have a key platform to operate BIM model, I think. So if we set up such a competitiveness, we can sell to the product. Yeah. So my answer is a very this is a top management Obayashi inside room. So the question is a very, very core for me. So why this project is doing? So what is your goal like that? But I'm sorry, we try to find the goal. But in the near future, the 3.0 model may be replaced by the 4.0 model. The 4.0 model is we sell something to the owner owner is the construction world, the customer. So if our selling product is change, just deliver to the building itself, we may change deliver the process of the construction like that. Taka, please stop if I talk too much. Okay. Okay. So it's okay so far. Let's move on to the next. The second case is seismic. This is also the SRI. Sorry, our team is released a few in the newspaper still. Only three or four. So we are in process project. I cannot say it to the public. So this is a SRI project too. Have you ever seen this army type prototype, the powered suit? The Rich Mahoney, he is a former head of the robotics in Silicon Valley, SRI. He now spin off the ventures with these technologies. And maybe this year end, they release to the consumer market this powered suits. There is so many competitive product, like exoskeleton model, but their uniqueness is that they wear the robot, artificial muscle, like this. The reason why we approach to them is that we can wear these suits, even though we can, the worker, construction worker, can wear the current conventional style, but the support, they get support like an artificial muscle. So now we are development phase with them for the industry model, not consumer model. So I hope a few years later we can introduce to the market. And third one is this is a more easy to use. So already completed this product. We invest in this company. The 360 camera. The 360 camera is try to find a good market in the industry. I said the construction is best fit for their product. So the two-dimension XY image can focus on something in construction site, but trouble, something happened in the later, we try to back to the original one, 1 month before. But most of the case, there's already for the concrete or the already set the wall. So we cannot find, but like a Google Street View, every week we walking around inside the construction site, we can record the Street View, Google Street View in the construction site. We can anytime we can go back to that day, so we can check the original. Even though we don't get rid of the wall, or we can broken the concrete. So and also we can chat on the photo, 360 photo. So now we support their market extension in Japan. We set the reseller in Japan, and maybe this year, sometime this year, you can use even in Japan construction site. That is our support, make it their expansion, even though they are still 5-6 members and seed round companies. Yes, we invest seed. So there's some venture capital said it's crazy, but they already have a product, so we can evaluate the construction company, evaluate the construction tools. That is very, very reasonable, we think. So far, that is my presentation today. So our challenge, Taka, could you stand up? The SVBL is only 2 persons, Taka and I, managing. So sometimes, how many persons is doing it? But only 2 persons. But we have a big team in Tokyo side, more than 30 members. So someone, we throw the idea to the head office, someone catch it, and they very big support. So even the 2 persons we can manage. So we are going to the digitalized construction company. The Obayashi should be a digitalized Obayashi soon. That's it.
We still have plenty of time for discussion. So
You talked through the Cardinal Consulting. You mentioned 3 cases, and 2 were from 2 were together with SRI, and 1 was with the startup. Working with startup versus working with SRI is quite different.
Yes.
SRI is completely different organization. Actually, I used to work for SRI. So, how did you see the difference, and what did you like, dislike, or how easy or hard it was to work on this or that? If you could talk about that.
Yeah, project management. Project management process. So setting a milestone, the SRI is a professional. So even the Rich Mahoney team, the seismic team is not SRI. They are the purely startups. So the person are hired from the outside company. But the SRI has some kind of the know-how to the productize the POC. So, but it's other startups sometimes we have to care that position. So, of course, we have a same function in Technology Research Institute, but the English and the Japanese barrier is still, we have to say there is a barrier. So English speed is very fast for how to say it. So Japanese TRI team is they can offer in Japanese words, but if the translate in English is very slow and poor, so we expect the startups to set the milestone and chasing up the schedule and we found, yes, that this is very important. We set each project the bi-weekly meeting to Tokyo, SVBL, and also startups. Every 2 years, we have a meeting, 2 hours, every 2 weeks, bi-weekly. And every quarterly, every 2 months, we have a face-to-face meeting. So visit Tokyo or visit Silicon Valley and check the POC status. That's a very, very hard managing control the process. But every 2 weeks, we manage to control the both side. And if we conduct 3 months, the process is make it more workflow is getting better. So the 2 weeks bi-weekly meeting is very important for us right now.
Thank you very much for your presentation. So I'm Hiroto from Native Ministry of the Industry and now Krishna Scholar with the Stanford University. And my question is how to deal with the data, the ownership of data of your projects. So if the data will be shared in the startup community, so automation will be as a service through cloud or something. And I can imagine the customer have more and more power, and the value of the construction company will be decreased. I'm feeling, and and my question is the ownership of data, and some sharing data will be seeing some double.
It depends on the situation, the product, and the phase. So, as a whole, the BIM, building information modeling, we discussed always who is the owner of the BIM model, the owner or the design firm or the construction company. If the paper previously the owner, but the BIM model is the owner cannot handle the BIM application. So Obayashi have to, even the data itself, the owner, but the Obayashi have to take care of the data in the future too, after the completion of the building. Because, and that's a very difficult to answer to the simple question. So we have to divide the case, the data, who is the owner.
I have a question about your law, SVBL law, detail law. My name is Shiromi Yoshito Mizi, and you said that you mentioned that your organization law is to adjust the speed of the startups and big company. But what is a complete or detailed law? Is that some feasibility study for the startups or the SRI type of the contractor or startup?
SRI is a big company.
Yeah.
So
it's
mentioned for startups.
If you pay for that, they do some make a prototype or anything. But for startup, what kind of law? Because startup is the different goal. You are not the only customer for startup. Startup has the short time period and the clear goal, not for you. So how do you manage the kind of different goal of yours and startups?
Yeah, SVB will always stand the point for the startup side, because we want to collaborate with them. So
at that time, you was a customer. You
customer, but have to grow up with them. So we don't.
No. I mean, from the startup point of view, you are the big customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's collaboration.
yes, but even we are the big customer, we pay a lot of money, but we need them. We need their technology. So yes, so if we invest them 1 million, they have 10 employees. Maybe their life 1 year. Their life. So
we have to say.
So the collaboration is based on your investment, right? Without investment, no collaboration. Kind of, just vague.
Yes,
to judge their technology is really wonderful or not. We start the collaborate with them the half years, 3 months, and after that, most of the case they ask us the next funding raise. Obayashi, can you join us? So if their technology is good, we will follow the investment too. I try to, but sometimes we cannot because like a drone technology there are so many competitors. Even we started some project, but at that case, most of the case they have a ample another investor. But maybe you said very limited, like a stealth mode. Stealth mode. If we started with as a first customer, if we cut their project, they will bankrupt. they will maybe stop their business. Like that situation, we have to take care of the speed. The speed is very important. I learned from the predecessors of the last 5 years. So the Obayashi has this project is this is a fiscal year 2019 project. So we can extend it fiscal year 2020. Easy to decide, extend. But the startups is not. I just what I learned from the Silicon Valley. So if we discontinue the project, we have to tell them that as soon as possible that our team is a very important thing. So one thing when we invite the Tokyo team to starting the kickoff meeting, not before the decision-making visit, they stay 1 week, and Monday they come, the Tuesday, a visit, and the startups, and the go or no go decision have to do this week. Even no go decision have to tell until the Friday.
So you act like a startup.
Startup mode. So because if we extend 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they waste the money for the salary for the employee. Yeah, so 1 week is very important. That make it a reputation risk. The Obayashi always takes a long time, so we don't bring the. Yes, so that's a system very important. So I always talking the Tokyo side. That is the style of Silicon Valley. If we follow the Silicon Valley, if we feel the attractiveness in collaborate with Silicon Valley, we have to follow the Silicon Valley style. So 1 week decision is very important.
Hi, my name is Hiroto, Astoria Consulting. How much discretionary power do you have in the US as far as budget, use of budget is concerned? Do you have to get the approval every single time you have to do it from the Tokyo office?
R&D and the equity is a different process. For R&D, Obayashi's every year the conventional style, the researchers, 260 researchers, and the department lays their theme every year, fiscal year, and the budget is like that, and collaborate with some companies. That we replace the name from the existing company to the Silicon Valley company.
So it comes from your R&D budget? Yeah,
that's the R&D budget. And the equity-wise, last year we did 1 by 1.
And it has to go through board
meeting. Of course, the ceiling. There is a ceiling. Below the ceiling, we get a different way. Among the ceiling, we set the executive members committee. So it's very hard to get there. It takes time.
In order for you to meet the startup speed, you can't wait for the head office to decide.
Yes. So I talked quickly. It takes 3 months. It takes 4 months. Is it okay or not? So if they said the 1 month, the next month, the end of the next month, we will close the Series B like that. Oh, we cannot follow. We may follow the Series C a year later. Like that.
What's the target decision?
It depends on the target for us. 3 months is feasible. 3 months is feasible. But this year we set a budget from this the top management gives us a very big grant. So now the certain amount has a budget like a CVC. Yeah, we are not CVC, but the hurdle is very lower. So
How much?
the total budget? No. He said no. The total budget is we cannot say, but we can say the
threshold. Not the total budget.
Threshold for each.
For each.
There are no within the budget. Basically, not strictly.
So you have a total budget.
Not me. The originally we have to get approval from the executive committee. The only 2 times in the month. 経営会議. But right now we get the internal approval, Lingi process. So the totally different. The Lingi process is in 1 month or 90 days is so half shortened, half time.
My name is Keith Fuji. You mentioned about the Katera at the beginning of your presentation. Could you put a little bit more detail with this, why this company is so successful in a short time?
Yes. The one big reason is the Vision Fund. The Son-san invested 860 million the last year, February. So suddenly they changed. The standing point accept the investment to they invest the company.
Some innovative technology or idea.
Yes. So maybe you can ask the Tsubota-san, the SAP.
They basically brought how manufacturing industry works into construction business. Ancient time, construction used to work as kind of a very waterfall based, kind of slow business processes, whereas Katera with Apple alumni, Flex alumni, they basically brought collaborative business models and IoT based process management into the construction field, so that they kind of shorten the process of building a house from a couple months to 17 days. They have a YouTube video how to build a home.
Yes.
So basically, process innovations coming from manufacturing.
So from the 20 or 30 years ago, there is a modular builder in US. The modular builder, typical conventional modular builder is they make a box in the Idaho factory. And it's, yeah. Maybe nobody imagined. When the shipping the Idaho factory, already every equipment like a bed and furniture, and the kitchen and the light already set, and they're piling up the room at the construction site. That's a conventional way. But even make it shorten the 10%, 20% shorten the period, construction period. The Katera is dramatically changed. Maybe just more than 50%, 60%, 70% they shorten the period because they are using the BIM, I think. The supply chain, they change. The supply chain change means that Katera now that they invest a lot of company, like a lighting company, even a bulb company, and the toiletry, everything. So they standard is Katera standard, so easy to fix their supply chain. But they still, I hope they still work at the residential market. But if they come to the office and the high-rise building, that's threatened to us.
I have a question. My name is Rob Nielsen. I'm a freelance editor and translator.
And I have a question about BIM. I used to work for Autodesk once, and I want to know what the commercial vendors have. Do you have something along that lines right now, or did you look at commercial software?
Autodesk?
No, did you look at any commercial vendors? Are they? How does BIM compare to what commercial vendors are doing now?
Could you?
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you mean.
So how does BIM compare to what I could get from a commercial vendor? What are you adding that a commercial vendor does not have?
Oh,
okay.
So you want to know the difference? You want to know the difference from the BIM model and the commercial BIM model?
Yeah.
That's the question.
You can answer.
So I think basically the BIM model is created to design the building. So basic the BIM model has basic properties like this is wall, the size, like geometry and so on. But also we Obayashi adds some more information like schedule and also cost and also like the person in charge of these scopes and so on. Okay. So those information helps to design and also do the construction process much faster. I think that's one of the difference. Did I answer?
Yeah.
The BIM is a data sources, but we manage the process. That's a big difference. The BIM is activated by process, by us. So Autodesk cannot build the building.
My name is Mike Aoki, and currently I'm a job seeker right now, but working for like a XR market, like a AR and VR and like wearable market. So I was very interested about the case study of using some kind of technology and my question is that the construction industry is very like a different goal, that the production is very long-term production, and also there's no same production in the world, the only one construction door. So for this kind of the technology collaboration leads to the construction industry, does it, the ultimate goal is like cost reducing, or what is the ultimate goal for the construction industry for collaboration with technology?
Big C.
It's very many kind of the aspect was like a cost or like a more working efficiency or like safety management, or there are many kind of, as you mentioned about the paint for the construction industry, but for the solving, the reason why you're seeking of technology is that the solving those of the kind of problems about that. What is the ultimate goal?
In terms of the Industry 3.0 term of construction business, productivity, shorten the project period. The productivity means fewer labor force and shorten the period, but the same quality. It's a 3.0's base, but 4.0 maybe one of the candidates is Catera model. Catera is one of the candidates we think, but some person say just on the 3.0 model, because if we see them as a new type of modular builder, it's not new, it's conventional model. But if we see the new supply chain model builder by using the BIM or SAP something. So they're totally different supply chain model. So it's a kind of the 4.0, Industry 4.0 candidate. So as you mentioned, Obayashi now our main business field market is a unique one site designed for this site. So the satisfy the client with design like that. But if the Catera model we apply, we do like a modular builder. Modular means unify the size or design. So at that time our offer is attractive or not, like that. So that's our annoying us. So if we ultimately productivity and cost effective and shorten the period, we going to pursuing the be modular or like Katera model, but still the most of the client like uniqueness of the design phase. Like, so.
May I ask? Hold on. Sorry.
Yes. First of all, thank you, Sato-san, having this in English. Much appreciated. My name is Sato from Murata Manufacturing. And really appreciate the work you have done and admire your policy that no excuse, take action. So very much there. You mentioned 4 focus areas where you are focusing as SVVL. So, and you also greatly mentioned that the R&D members are supporting you from Tokyo. How do you define those focus areas and how you make a decision that these are the areas we are going after?
Very good question.
Thank you, sir.
I omit. So this is core value for us. So from this slide. So maybe Taka will stop my mic. So, but as I mentioned, we have all the process deployed out from the R&D, design, construction, pre-construction, construction, and after the completion, the building maintenance. Maybe 30, 40 years, 50 years, the building is existing at that site. So our product is once we started a very long life period. So Obayashi is focused on each phases, but new technology wise, we focus on some portion. And the level is like a platform level and the device level we focus on. So we set the target internally. So the once we hit some company hit this area, we rushing the company. But if some company propose this area, we are not interested in this market. So this is very clear internally. So
thank you.
Question.
Thanks very much, Sato-san, for the very encouraging presentation. And I like the case study based and the real experience based. My name is Masahiro Suzuki, running a venture capital firm investing into transportation or automobile industry. So my question goes to your slide about the 2 worlds in the Silk Valley. One is a researcher and the other one is an innovator. So my question goes to what made you jump from that side to this side? And I think the question behind the question is what advices you would or suggestions you would give for the people who is still in that side but aspiring to be in this side? What action items you would offer as an advice?
The simple answer is live here longer. Yeah. So for me this is 9th year. So all complete 8 years. So now the 9th year in Silicon Valley. But for the first 6 years, 7 years, just for the expatriate, for the construction business, conventional style management. So financing, accounting, HR, IT, insurance, legal, everything I did. And at first, I came here. When I came here, they just established a new organization, the North American Regional Headquarters. Before that, New York and Los Angeles and San Francisco, we have 3 branches, and we consolidated in San Francisco. That's my first mission. So I did restructuring. It's a very, very tough year. And after that, I did M&A, just a construction company. Very 100 years history that company has, and it's just a conventional bridge and highway type civil construction company. It takes 1 year due diligence. So the lots of experience. I also relocate the office. So lots of experience as a like administration type of the business. It's makes me confidence. Okay, we can set up the new office for the for only 2 person and set up the garage. Well, I can manage, and I will have our business team, the legal team, and the insurance team, everything. So accounting person is my team previously. So I changed my responsibility totally from the North American headquarters to the R&D, but everybody I know the Obayashi's North American regional headquarters because I worked with them 6 years.
So just one clarification question. So the change of task is made by yourself and reporting or suggested to someone on the board. You not like someone on the above said Sato-san. Your job is different from today.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's driven by you.
I'm not the reporting line of theirs, the North American regional headquarters line. So the accounting manager is no more my team, but I have a good relationship. So of course our R&D or equity investment this month, like a 1 million. Do you have a cash right now? No, we don't have to. Please get the money from the head office like that. So that situation happened. But so fortunately, the Obayashi has a 40 years history in San Francisco office. So as I mentioned, the 3 pillars. The last one is that we have a business team. That is a very, very my confidence that even what the trouble that happen, we can manage the trouble. So that's my past 6 years, 7 years experience.
Great. I'm afraid we're at the end of time. Hopefully you'll stay around a little bit for some information exchanging. And please join us in thanking Sato-san. That was wonderful.